I'm Angie Greenup, this is Reggie, and this is The Treat Beat. Today we're in Santa Monica, California to talk to actor, writer, director, producer Mike Weaver about his very own show, Heavy Petting. The man, the myth, the legend, Mike
really?
Weaver, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. More of that.
Listen to that
Look
applause.
The crew is going nuts. Oh, that's disheartening.
Mike, thanks for being here, or having us, I guess. I'm
Please.
on your turf.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome.
Yeah,
Welcome,
but I did
Angie.
bring my dog, who is looking very statuesque right now, might I say.
Reg.
Yeah, Reggie, everybody.
He's going to do a little cameo on Heavy Petting, I feel.
I think he should. He's so hyper.
Yeah, he's not going to make any money, though. You know that.
Oh, no?
Yeah, there's no money
then
in
he's
this.
busy.
It's digital, so, you know, there's no money.
That doesn't pay anything.
No.
For those who don't know, who are living under a rock, tell us about Heavy Petting.
A rock. Well, Heavy Petting is a show on our own channel on YouTube. And you can put right now there's like an address right here at the bottom, right beneath me. It's not actually near me. And I don't know, started a few months back. It's a totally absurd show. There's a show that I host, and you can see the set here, but most of the antics go on behind the scenes with a bunch of reoccurring characters that come in and out. We've got a talking cat. We've got my actual dog, Bunk, who hosts the show with me. She co-hosts it. I would never relent control like that. Power, I should say. And, you know, I don't know. It's a chance to, do absurd comedy, broad, absurd, black humor.
Hey, Bonnie, you said you were a celebrity, right? Yeah, I don't recognize you. Moron.
You have a strong comedy background, Notes from the Underbelly,
Yeah.
Super Troopers.
Did a lot of comedy.
You just knew you were funny as a kid and that's the direction you wanted to go, or how did you discover that comedy was your thing?
Oh, man. You know, I was thinking about this the other day with a buddy of mine, and I realized that the reason I like to make people laugh, or try to at least, was because when I was growing up, my dad was incredibly stressed with work the whole time. That's all I remember. I'm sure it wasn't like that in reality. But we used to put on these Peter Sellers, like the Pink Panther movies, and he would laugh his ass off. And so I would imitate those movies. I would imitate Peter. And I remember getting a great feeling from imitating Peter. And so I think that just carried over, and I did it at school and almost got expelled, and all kinds of great stuff happened.
Nice. Those Canadian
yeah.
schools are tough.
They were rough. I mean, no, it was more like air guitar stuff, clownish type
Clowning
stuff.
around.
And, yeah, you go to the principal's office. I was always there. I literally was always there.
Really? But you made it through and
but I was
graduated?
funny. And look at me now, man.
So I already mentioned Super Troopers. You're also in Club Dread. How did you get
Mixed up. I like that.
mixed
No,
up.
I like that. No, that's good. And
How did
it's
you get
true.
mixed up
And they
with
would
us,
say the
Brooke?
same thing. They would say it was just deathly that I got mixed up with them. So I was in drama school in New York in like 1998. I got out, and I know, very old guy now. And I got out and I auditioned for this movie that I read and did not think was good. And but they liked me, and they called me back, and I went in, and I was just such an a-hole in the audition. I came
Your
in,
script sucks.
it was
Is that
for
what you did?
It was for Super Troopers, and I was to play a cop. And I was so bold by the time I came in for the second audition that I bought these like $4 shades at some Brooklyn, outside the train station, just outside the audition. And I wore them in, and I walked in, and I said, "Somebody call a cop." Like I was just an a-hole, and they just loved that. They ate it up. So I got that job, and then they're very loyal guys, the Broken Lizard guys. So they put me in the next few movies they did, and we pitched a TV show at Fox that they liked, and we never ended up doing it. But I've worked a lot with them.
Are you working with them in the future? You got anything lined up?
Well, I didn't. We've done some stuff on Heavy Petting with Steve Lemmy and Kevin Heffernan.
Yeah, how'd you get them in here? They just love you.
But they're from this world of like just putting something up and seeing what happens. The stage. They did a lot of stage improv and sketch comedy on stage, and so anyone worth their salt in the comedy world is really only one step away from this. Whether it's Jack Black or Will Ferrell, I mean, all those guys know that this is kind of the engine of comedy vanguard. Anyways, not this is, but it's out there. You know what I mean? More so than just making a big budget movie. So yeah, I've worked a ton with those guys, and I enjoy it. I'm going to. I've got a pitch with Steve Lemmy. TV pitch. This is all, yawn
Jargon.
kind of
Jargon. That's what he's
TV
dropping right
pitch,
now.
I'm just, we're in the TV world as
Right
well.
now, somebody will put the pitch up and
exactly.
define what pitch is.
There needs to be money handed to me right now.
Our viewers are not stupid. They know what it means to pitch something.
If you look over here, I have a wheelbarrow full of money. I don't need to be here, but I am.
He sleeps in a comforter sewn of dollar
God,
bills.
yeah.
Just dollar bills, not 20s.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, down feathers made of dollar bills. It's impossible. But
Oh,
it
I
does.
love it. Let's talk about Bunk, your dog, co-host.
Yeah.
Tell me about Bunk.
Well, Bunk is 11 and a half now. She's almost at the stage where she's like bumping into things.
Aw.
Can't really, she's getting a cataract, but she fights through it, man. Every time she sees the ball, it's like she's a puppy again.
Aw.
And she's a good mutt, so she'll last forever. Bunk's a great dog. She is my co-host on Heavy Petting. I've owned her since, I got her at the North Shore Animal League, so I've rescued her, technically.
Wait, dog rescuers have such a pompous,
Yeah.
I rescued
That's
my
why
dog.
I put it in quotes, because it's such a nonsense. I rescue things. I'm very green.
Yes.
Treat the earth with respect. Such a nonsense. But yeah, no, the dog was about to be euthanized. So I guess in that case,
You really did rescue her then.
she and I had the same color hair. That is the only reason I picked her.
She's a ginger, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So she's gone a little gray.
What made you choose, did you choose her, or was it something that
She wasn't the most social dog. Like I looked, she was in the cage, and Jen and I were walking through, and all the other dogs were all that crap that they do to try and sell themselves. They're awful whores. You can't trust them. Walking through the lineup, and all the usual suspects, the dogs were panting and wanting love and to be taken home, and Bunk didn't want any of it. She was literally had her back turned to everyone. I think she was just done. She was an emotional dog.
Yeah.
She didn't want to get her hopes up. Right. So I don't know. I took some time. I got her out of the crate, and she started to warm up to us, and that was it. I gave them a donation, and off we went. It's great.
Happily ever after.
Pretty much. Although I noticed pretty quickly that she wasn't good at being able to hold it. We lived on the 12th floor in Manhattan.
Oh, jeez.
And so we had a couple of accidents in the elevator.
So what's happening with Bunk on the show right now?
So the mythology of the show is constantly changing, but if I can recall right, Bunk and I have had a major tiff because she invented these potato chips that took off, Bunker's potato chips, and she wrote a book that also is a #1 Iowa bestseller, and I sort of get a little jealous, and she's getting all the credit and all the attention, and I'm supposed to be the host of the show. And she didn't even tell me that she was writing a book or coming up with potato chips. And so I see this as a major slight. And I sort of decided that we need some distance. And actually, I host one of the comedy shows.
Which one?
Heavy Petting.
Is that the one with Bunk?
Yeah, that's us.
Oh my goodness, I love Bunk!
Yes, yeah.
I didn't know it was a comedy.
So you're jealous of Bunk because she wrote a book and she's more successful than you, basically.
Yes, I'm terribly jealous. Bunk and I have had a tiff, and we're about to have, and she hires a bodyguard. She's made so much money, she hires this bodyguard. And he takes me down when I try and just approach her. So that's yet another thing I didn't know about. So the distance between us is a massive chasm at this point, but we're going to make up soon. So I'll just leave that out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Things come together.
They always do. I almost said it was TV, but even in the internet, we tie up our loose ends.
Yeah, you guys are business partners.
As you can see.
I mean, just going to town.
Yeah.
As if no one's here.
But isn't that the beautiful thing about the internet? That this can go on and we can be trying to talk. I think that's great.
Hey, Reg.
Yeah.
So we know where you and Bunk are going, but overall, what can we expect in the next upcoming episodes of Heavy Petting?
We've got, it's going to get a little absurd for a while.
Shocker.
I kind of got off on this being there vibe. Peter Sellers, kind of weirdness. So we've got a couple of new characters. One is Schneids. Schneids comes in and cleans the place, and I bump into him, and we have a little adventure.
Oh.
He cleans the place after hours, and I'd never met him.
Like a janitor?
So this is like the underbelly. But in a weird twist, it turns out that he's not the janitor. He is just a guy that sneaks in and cleans places.
I love that.
Takes all kinds.
He's either
right?
like a meth head or like someone who's OCD and can't stop cleaning, so
This
they
is
just
just-
decide to help other people
Right.
out.
Well, this is his particular fetish. He likes to get sort of loaded and go around and break into places and clean them.
What a nice way to deal with an addiction.
Right.
That's what I say.
Angie, that is a great piece of improv. Put a check here. Check.
Ding.
Yeah. Ding.
Mike Weaver, thank you so much for having us.
Please, thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure to talk to you. See you guys next time on The Treat Beat.